Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Christchurch Hearthstone Fireside gathering. I've been your host for this evening, Electron. So this will be the first game of the third versus fourth in our tournament tonight here at Armageddon Net Cafe. Our contenders are Reps4Jesus, who will be playing at the bottom of the screen, versus Minz, who will be playing at the top of the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready to watch this game live.
Valera versus Jaina.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are unable to show you what Minz has in his hand due to the spectator mode style, but we will give you an indication of what's going on as the game progresses. Interesting opening out by Minz, playing the mage at the top there. Fortunately, we're suffering a little bit of a bug during the spectator mode, folks. We apologise for this disruption. We'll get this fixed at some stage. Apologise, we'll have to exit out the spectator mode. We'll let the guys continue on with their game and return in the spectator mode. Hopefully this bug will be fixed. There we go. Fortunately, the buggers have been fixed, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like Minz is off to the good start at the moment. Currently having up that damage. Blades of the Fury. Reps4Jesus has fortunately wiped the board and will hopefully be able to pull out something afterwards.
I'll show them all.
Minz has obviously going to be pulling out some secrets later on if he can get his zombie to drop dead. As we can see, which is the mad scientist. If he can knock that off, he will be able to put a secret from his deck into the battlefield. Just waiting and seeing. Oh, having to tap out like that is probably not always the best option, but you know, sometimes it's what all you've got to do. Played out by Reps4Jesus, allowing Minz to actually have that secret onto the field. Available, and Zerd Drake comes out. You can see that Minz is playing. Looks like he's playing a spell-based mage, definitely not freeze mage, which is pretty standard these days. And that really is going to punish Reps4Jesus at some stage later on. He has managed to take out the extra spell damage that Minz will be able to use to get stun later on. Lovely Christchurch giving Minz that little bit of an edge and clearing the board. Opening out with the Frost Elemental, that will keep a lot of Reps4Jesus' big creatures out of play. It's just not quite certain he wants to play that yet. Unfortunately, we can't mention what's in his hand, as we don't really want to ruin any surprises over the other side there. The finishing blow will end up dropping Spell Mage. Unfortunately, may end up going in the favour of Minz, really, with that amount of damage being played out on the table. But he is able. Reps4Jesus is able to stall out for a little bit.
I serve the
To
Fire Lord.
Belcher. Flame Wave is up on the field. This with a portal could really work in Minz's favour, keeping the Belcher out of play. And knocking out Belcher by tapping out the hero power. What is Reps gonna drop down? Still got the 1-2 taunt on the field that will stall out for a little bit longer, but we're not. But
So many
stalling may be the only thing you can do at the moment. You better health back. Stalling, just continue to stalling out this game. Hopefully, holding out a little bit longer. As you can see, just keeping control of that board. And we have another Belcher on the field. In the favour of Minz this time. This is not looking good for Reps. No royal defense at the moment, and I don't know if Reps can hold this one out.
So many options.
Not quite sure what Reps can do other than take down Belcher, and even then that's not really going to work in his favour. Looks things.
So many options.
So many options. It's probably not the right phrase here.
Too soon.
By the power of Ragnarok, I have the power!
I see Thorson coming down. I don't really think that's gonna help Reps out a lot here, but let's get something big on the field. And there's the flame strike, clearing the board, helping Minz clear the board once again. It really has full control over this. I don't. Unless
I give up.
Reps can. Nope, there it is. The concede goes to
Well played.
Reps. Game 1 to Minz. Alright. Get ready for game 2. Minz will not be able to use the mage in this game or further games. We're just waiting for them to sort out their next decks to use. Reps still has access to the rogue deck if he so chooses to use it, while Reps is left to decide what his other two.
Geralt versus
So
Unwin.
Reps has opted to swap out to the warrior, while Minz is now on to his priest. Unfortunately, once again, I'll be suffering the bug from the spectator mode. I apologise for this. We'll jump back right in as we load up. So Minz hasn't played anything first turn, and Reps opens up with a 2-3 on the field. That's going to be a huge advantage to him in the early game. But we see that Minz opens back out with the Shadow Boxer. Reps is currently in interesting predicament, having to decide what he's going to do. Yeah. Tapping out on the second turn. It's not that bad since he has something on the field already, but he opts to end his turn. Interesting move by Reps there. And Minz has opted to bring the Shadowbox's health up. Ultimately keep the Shadowbox alive. Hard to bring down. He's dropping his coin so that he can play the Death Spite. Drops his zombie and finishes off the Shadowboxer. Whether or not that was actually probably a good move on his part, getting the zombie out of the game early allows means that Minz gets no health from bonus from it. Minz got another creep on the board.
Pain, speak to me.
Apply a pain. Hopefully allow to get the cards he's needing. He's now cleared the board, which will hopefully start to work in his favour if he can keep that board under his control. Fortunately, Holy Smite. Reps loses his Acolyte of play. Fifth turn. Reps has got a lot to play out here. I think let's careful of what he's choosing to do here. He's opting.
I wonder.
Keep second guessing himself, but he pulls out the Death Bite and ends his turn on that note. Minz keeping his creep stronger and harder to bring down. It's really going to hurt Reps in this regard. Try and keep pulling out more cards onto the field. And there it is, the execute. Wiping the board and putting Reps back on par. Finishing off with a tap out. Armour being the only thing that's keeping him alive at the moment, considering that he only has armour where Minz has the heal. It is in Reps' favour to be able to stack armour past the health, but it's not going to be that much of an advantage at the moment when he's down 11 health at this time. Minz just wondering what to do at this time. Double considering hard, and ends the turn playing nothing. It's an interesting risk.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Once again, drawing power being extremely effective, reducing the chances of not getting what you want. About all the Reps can do is just land a couple of blows and chip away at Minz, which this time don't. 2 damage isn't really going to help him out. Advantage would be that he could stall out what Minz can play, but having to use up 2 mana every turn just to get what he wants. There it is. The zombie's back out. This time on Minz's side. Don't know if that's really the card he wants at this stage of the game. Reps considering very hard at this one.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Continuously drawing out more cards to hopefully get what he wants for this. Dropping more armor, making more durable and harder to bring down. Goes, taking out the shadow boxer, and both zombies go down. That one definitely going in favor of Reps. Turn fucking over to Minz, see what Minz has available. At the moment he could probably do with wiping that board, but Minz's turn. It's an interesting choice. And Reps playing down the Thurson, bringing down the cost of his hand overall, which in the long run could really benefit him. Able to get out as many cards as possible at this time is probably what he needs. Once I so that Minz is not quite sure what he's wanting to play right now. This is interesting. He's just going to tap out on his hero. Oh, he's definitely considered this one through. Dim mana, he should be able to play something. Obviously he hasn't got anything hard hitting.
Quickly.
And there's the countdown timer. Only a few seconds left. He drops down the death board. That will allow him to stall out for a bit longer. And turns it into an 8/8.
In the light's name.
And gains some health. That's good now. Definitely work in his favour. That 8/8 on the field. Taunt. It's going to be difficult for Reps to get down and do some face hitting.
What now?
Charge forward!
The blade
Getting
beaters. The blade beaters.
Giving all of his smaller creatures charge.
Well played.
There we go. Very large amount of damage going through right there. Really bringing up the power of those creatures. See that this turn has just been quickly dealt with. Obviously a lot going on this turn. And I think this one is definitely game by the looks of this. That is a lot of damage on the field, folks. That victory to Reps, yeah, rather impressive. That was a rather impressive finish there by Reps. Winning there with his warrior deck. So that knocks out Reps' warrior deck and Minz's mage deck. So Minz is left with his priest and his other deck and his other, while Reps is left with his rogue and one at the deck. Alright. Go into the next game. Definitely interesting finish there. Alright, so we see the final two class decks that each player will be using. Druid and for Minz and the Warlock for Reps.
Why do you
I'm
call?
going to apologise, seems like it's still getting that bug going on in the spectator. Jump back on. And so Rips has decided to tap out and get a bit of pain while landing that pain, a little bit of pain back onto Minz. You won't be able to take so much damage for so long. Just continuing to chip away for the time being. Bringing out dropping the coin.
I must
It
safeguard.
is Keeper of the Grove and silencing Scare the Golem, making stop Reps from being able to bring out another creep. Reps pondering over that one. Just quite sure if he wants to drop that yet. And drops the piloted shredder and continues to chip away at Min's life total, well, attempting to bring down the Keep of the Grove. And that's the Void Walker gone. Keeper of the Grove still standing, however, Keeper sitting on one life. Oh, be such a good thing. Minz taking out, leaving the board pretty clear. Turn 5 and Rips being able to summon out a random demon, which looks like it'll be in his favour. And landing some good strong blows with that shredder. It's definitely going in his favour at the moment. But as the game progresses, the Druid is going to only be able to drop bigger cards. And we're probably going to start seeing some of those cards drop out very, very soon.
I see.
Another Feb out, making sure that the spells for Reps is a little bit harder to bring out.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
That's not a problem, says Reps. I'll just take that trait and carry on. Ruby and Egg is down. It's now a case of tapping out and doing that 4 damage. And now Minz brings out his own shredder. Keep that board clear. I don't know if it's really going to be continuity work in his favour. It's just not quite sure about that one. did not exactly, it's not exactly what he wanted, but clears the board, and Ruby and Egg will die at the end of this turn, and give him a little bit more of a edge. Minz is desperately needing something to wipe that board at the moment. Unfortunately, there's a lot of death rattle on there, which
I must save
only work against him. And he silences the shredder. Keeper of the Grove. Steadily clearing that board. Zombie probably isn't too bad of an option at this time in the game, as will can give about 5 health.
Put this apple on your head.
There it is. See if the juggling works in Rep's favour. Reps opting to take out the zombie, getting back that health, and as well as getting the Joker to work in his favour. Not quite fully in the favour he was hoping for. Minz opting to remove the juggler from the field, which probably the best option at this point. And having to decide what to drop next. And taking the health over cards. Probably what he's needing. Reps tapping out, trying to get something a little bit more useful. He's probably really needing it. Find those spiders. To bring it down. And then just swinging in.
Job done.
At the moment, things are not looking good for Minz. Still needing to wipe that board and clear it again.
Where shall I strike?
Rid of the taunt, opting for the taunt. Having to tap that one out. That has now put the Nerubian egg in a position where it can't fight attack and risk being destroyed. Out comes Doom. Sorry, my apologies, Dr. Boom. Those Boom bots. Hopefully, once again, the RNG can work in Rep's favour, which it has been so far. This is really not good, looking good for Minz at the moment. That board is flooded, and he concedes defeat there. We head on to game 4, with Reps being left to use his rogue deck. Meanwhile, Minz has the option of using either his druid or priest. With him a few minutes to get themselves sorted and ready to roll. In the meantime, we'd like to say once again thank you to Armageddon Net Cafe here in Addington, Christchurch for hosting this event. We're looking forward to continuing to work with Armageddon in the near future. And head over and see if the game is up and running.
Valir versus Malfurion.
I must protect the one.
Watch your back.
There we go. And Minz finished his turn, having nothing on the board. Reps is the same, but Minz taps out, drops 0 power, a little bit of damage on the board and stacking up that armor. Reps also tapping out, but they're opting not to do any damage this turn. Well, it's not in his favour, since Minz chips away a bit more and stacks up the armor, which will stall out in his favour. Oops. Ending with only dropping our armor back down. Not sure if that was what he was intending. This looks like it will be a game of tapping the hero powers out at this stage, with Minz once again just tapping out and leaving ending there. Reps deciding to end his turn doing nothing, and Minz finally ends up being the first person with something on the board. There's Drake sitting there in the big powerhouse that he need to start doing the damage. Question is, what will Reps be doing to take this out and keep control of that board? Drops the back that stab and shove. And I'll finish off. Great, keeping that board clear and in his favour.
Job done.
And dropping the preparation to help drop all of the spells for next turn. And drawing out in his favour. Keeping what he needs ready to go. Advantage of being able to draw out cards. Often something a lot of players seem to miss out on is this advantage of keeping cards in your hand and being able to make sure you have the card drawing out, reducing those random chances of not getting what you want. Another Lizard Drake on the field with Reps once again opting to try and drop it. And dropping his own Azure onto the field. So the field has been kept in Reps' favour. He has taken quite a lot of damage as a result. Whether or not that is going to be in his favour at the end is the question. Minz finishing out by dropping a shredder and tapping out that arrow power. question is now is, what's Rep's next big move?
This guy's
Out the
toast.
blades. Finishing off the shredder. Keeping that board clear in his favour. He's taking a lot of damage and has yet to land a single bit of damage to Min's health. And wipes the board and turns the control back over to Minz. Finishing off the shredder.
I got the best deals anywhere.
See Reps doing a sap and allowing him to draw out his cards. Getting what he wants. Sitting in his hand so he can drop it rather than having to hope the random numbers work in his favour. He's dropping out the
Well
tricks.
played.
Trying to get back control of that board. And getting as much out there as he can. To give everything plus 2 attacks this turn, whether or not that has any major advantage. We'll see. Definitely having things running in his favour at the moment, with the board once again clear. Still having a lot of sitting on 30 health. Reps is left trying to stall this one out for as long as he can. Hopes that he can pull out a big power combo like he did with his warrior deck. Vulture just
I must safeguard
keeping things there, except it's now been silenced. This is not looking good for Reps. Being wide open for an attack, and still yet to do any damage to Min's life total.
Where shall I strike?
Min's opting to go for the taunt.
Mistakes
Moment.
were made.
And there's Reps admitting that he's made a few mistakes by the looks of things.
So many options.
Bring out the fan of knives. Not quite enough. And finishing off 5 damage. At the moment his options are keep the board clear and stall out for as long as possible.
Choose soon.
In this game has been a very back and forth. Dropping the Wrath, finish off Vulture. But dropping out the Ancient of Law and opting to draw, gaining the health. Absolutely do nothing for him. What does Reps is left pondering, how on earth can I keep this put this back onto my side of the field. Zhang Rao sitting there with only 5 damage and 9 health, being the only thing standing between him and game ending. Rules go, it's okay being on 1 health, provided your opponent's less. Can draw 4 cards, hopefully getting something he can use.
Choose soon.
Not. As the countdown begins. Drops the person. Hopefully. And opts to keep that board clean. Just keeping that board clean is going to be his advantage at the moment. Be able to stall out until he can land a big hit. Fortunately, he probably can't stall out much longer. That deck is looking pretty low. Here goes a swipe, followed by a wrath. Keeping that board, Minz, keeping that board clear.
I'm almost out of cards.
And Reps sitting there with almost nothing in his deck. This is really not going in his favour. Just trying to find all those last little scraps he can to land a big hitting blow. Finally landing some damage to Min's life total. Looks like Reps could take this back. Only just, and starting to run out of time.
My eyes are open.
Min's looking for that big power play to really drop the damage.
What to do?
And he brings out the piloted shredder. And restacking. Bit of armor and chipping away.
I'm out of cards.
That's it. And there it is. Reps is out of cards. He's now facing the problems of fatigue. And this could be exactly what Minz has been waiting for. That big power play. And that is game 4 over 3-1 to Reps. Reps taking away the 3rd place. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a second with the final round. So we just set everything up. Don't go away.